shake like this. Yeah. Get a little shake, and this just helps me line up everything.
Your body or just like just mentally? Like, you said everything.
Everything, from editing to all that.
Right off the off the plane into the car, right on,
rip,
right here at Addict.
Hell yeah, let's go. All right, y'all, we got Gordie Gronkowski in the fucking house, in the flesh, in the studio.
I need a muscle chug right now. I wish I had a drink with me. Come on, where's my thunder, bitch?
Yeah, line them all
bitch,
up.
Please, all right?
Oh, we got juicy things for people to hear. So we got Gordie Gronkowski in the house. We're just gonna kick things off. Maybe give us the Gronk breakdown of the bros and you. And I believe that you are the first. Are you the first? Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't look it up or like Google it or anything.
No, this is where we learn it right here. This is where we
learning it on the spot.
Well, we thought about that. We did think about that. We're like, how much research do we want to do? Do we want to pose questions? And like, honestly, just get to know people. Just in general, organically is like the best. You ask the questions that you're most interested in. They answer honestly. They don't feel like they're put on the spot on anything, and then vice versa.
No, I feel like I'm already put on the spot.
Hey, mission accomplished. Yeah,
the best brother?
The first time going into it, he was like, "What do we know about them?" I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "Dope."
Yeah, you guys are what? Are you both from overseas? You don't like football? You just pickleball, soccer?
Just imported. Yeah, he's soccer.
I was soccer. But no, I love sports, all sports, man. Competition in general.
Right now,
which is why we like pickleball. Probably.
My background is basketball, but right now I'll tell you, it's mostly pickleball.
Yeah,
it's mostly pickleball. Understanding the game, getting.
Probably don't know a single player though, right? You just love playing it.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was. That's actually how it was probably for the first 6 months.
That was for a while.
We know rec parks. We knew local players.
How do you even get into wanting to, I'm just curious now how you even got into wanting to do what you're doing and, helping people, honestly live a better lifestyle and healthy wise, but also developing like incredible paddles.
Yeah,
to me that's actually pretty wild. Like
we met,
especially if you like haven't been in the game. For
it was definitely unique backgrounds for sure. But we met playing pickle. I got into pickleball for a different reason. My girlfriend's dad was begging me for years to play. I'm like, nah, it's an old person thing. Like I'm not doing it. I had an extended vacation with him and the whole family.
Don't you love how that always starts though?
Yeah,
it's always the most.
It was like we were in a beach house, and I'm not like a sit by the pool kind of guy. Like I got to be like moving.
Well, I think we're probably all on the same page.
Yeah, right. And he was like, hey, you want to go play? And I was like, fine. Finally, I'll go. I went to the court. There was like 2 old people there, and like me and him.
Yeah.
And I stayed for 3 hours. They were like begging me to leave for dinner. I'm like, no, one more game. And then after that, I started playing every day, and that's how we met.
And mine is I had long story short, built a company successfully, got burnt out doing it, and I was like, I need a life change. I was living here at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna move to Miami and do nothing but enjoy my life. The complete opposite of what I did from just burnt out working, and I did that to like the absolute extreme that a human being can do that.
Yeah.
I did that in Miami. I mean, I lived at fucking club space. I fucking everything that you can do that is like a toxic, but at the time a very fun addiction.
Yeah.
Like I picked that up, right? Staying 2-3 nights up in a row, pushing the boundaries on that. I did that for months, and then that wasn't enough. So I was like, it had always been a dream of mine to spend an entire season in Ibiza, living there. So I did that.
Stop.
I moved to Ibiza for the entire season of 2022, and I was like, when I mean, this thing is legit. I went off we have to do something for that.
Yeah, like every single time.
I just continued to go off of the rails, like everything all the healthy habits I worked to build, everything, and it just got crazier and crazier and crazier. And after doing that for practically a year, I got burnt out. You reach a point where you have zero neurochemicals left in your mind. Like you're literally.
Well, if you're running that type of hard, it depends how you're running, right? So.
Yeah, and I was on full blast. Like I was in Miami.
There's no moderation with you.
There was none.
One level.
Hence the name Addict. I mean, whether it be good or bad, and at the time it was just bad. So I got burnt out. I came back and I was by far. I went from my highest point of my life.
That's awesome how you got the name like that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so it came back, worst point of my life, and then I was miserable for like 2 months, doing nothing, going on runs, asking myself what the fuck I'm running from, going to the gym, trying to get back in it, which I normally love. Didn't want to be social at all. I'm a very social person, and I was like, fuck. After 2 months, somebody had invited me out to go play pickleball at Cascade in a park here in Ybor, and I was like, let's do it. I need to do something. I was like hitting that turning point where I was like, I need to do something. I'm down bad. And then I went, I played, I had a blast, played for like an hour, Next day I went to a park, Dolo, played for like 2 hours. I had just sold my Jeep in Miami, so I had Uber to the courts the next day, played for like 3-4 hours, and I was just doing that to the point where I was playing like 5-6 hours a day, and that's when I met him. We're playing in the morning. We do the 6 a.m.
So how long you known each other for?
OG 6 a.m. sessions.
We
January.
met 2 months before we started the business.
Wow.
January 23, and we got
Wow.
right into bed like some sluts.
Yeah,
Dude,
quit.
that's freaking awesome, dude.
Fall in love
You just feel that
fast.
vibe and you go, right?
Yeah, we saw an opportunity in the market, saw a sport that was growing around us since we were at the court so much.
Yeah.
Not even doing too in-depth market research, but then very quickly after that, ran some numbers, saw that this was a huge opportunity and how it was catching out at the ground level.
Yeah.
And it saw a very boring, bland space. At the time, there was a lot of black paddles, boring, old gym clothes being used, a lot of ex-athletes coming back into their competitive
From high school.
realm, right? And so it was like, hey,
From
there's an
high school.
opportunity, right? There's going to be a huge group of people. They don't really know where to go for swag. They don't really know to go other than the 3 main companies for equipment. And let's run as fast as we can and see where we can go. And then
It looked like a lot of exploration at the
I
time.
can tell you guys are going fast. I've been in here a few weeks ago. I look in and you two are passed out in here. That's how hard you're working. It's like mad props to that because you're not even going home.
Appreciate
You're
it.
getting your cat naps right here and you're getting right back at
You know
it.
the best part about that?
So I
We
did
live 1
see that,
minute-
just so you
We
know.
live 1 minute away, and we're still knocking out right here. If that's just some fucking dedication.
yeah, I was home
then-
earlier, dude. And I took a 10-minute nap. I fell asleep during the Colombia Uruguay game, and I woke up and I was like, I feel great. These 10-minute naps are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
These are amazing.
I
I don't gotta
don't know if
sleep
this was
anymore.
a 10-minute nap. It was later in the day,
It
but
was
yeah.
probably my night of sleep, which
probably
is like
needed
maybe
it.
an hour or two at the time.
Yeah,
we
when
were
you're
building
hustling
this.
like that. So yeah, mad
Yeah.
props to you guys. Congrats
Appreciate
where
it,
you're at
man.
right now.
You
How's
know
it?
the deal.
What's your whole? I mean, because we didn't look anything up.
No,
We don't
it's
know.
cool.
Start from the jump.
Start from the jump, from the get-go,
For the
growing
people who
up.
don't know, where are you from? Where were you raised?
People who don't Google because they probably can find it on the internet. If you don't know how to use Google, you might not know Gordie, but if you do, you can learn all about him on the internet.
Yeah, that's the easy way to do it, right? Or what, Chat GPT or
Chat-
whatever
or
it
you can
is.
chat
Yeah.
on me about
Do you
Gordie
think that'll
Gronkowski.
actually pop up? I never even tried. I used it a few times though.
I think if you're a public figure, you can, like, if there's public articles
Yeah.
about you, it can grab all that data. But if you're trying to like search somebody that's doesn't have anything published, it'll tell you like, no. I'm not allowed to grab data from private citizens type shit.
That's so funny.
So yeah, you're on
As
ChatGPT.
As an expert investigator, please.
Yeah.
As a fucking
I'm just
bounty-
trying to find
as a
out
bounty hunter.
more about how many brothers there are, and the odd brother out who never played in the NFL. There's my name, right there. Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
So yeah, how did it all go? Where y'all from?
That's a great question. So most people don't know we're Buffalo, New York, baby.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Okay.
All the
That
snow in the
explains
world,
it. That
you know.
explains the craze, the party, and all
Of
the
course.
The grind, you know.
Buffalo
That's it.
Bills.
The
It makes
snowmobiling,
sense.
you know.
That's the energy, baby.
Yeah.
Leave our
That's it.
coffee table alone, Gordie. Don't try to try
We're not gonna throw anyone through it.
We actually have a new one coming. A giant paddle is
Yeah.
coming to replace
We can break it as
We
long as
might-
we don't touch the legs. We have it literally 10 times
Move
our
the legs,
size
put
paddle.
different ones under. We might have to do it.
We just jump through it.
That would be funny. Bill's Mafia would appreciate that.
Oh,
That-
we could. We might. Fuck it. We might. Just
What if we have to get a new coffee table every podcast? No matter what happens, the guest has to break the table.
Well, they
That's
gotta
how-
be
that's how
from
breaking ice.
Buffalo.
They gotta be from Buffalo. That could be.
So you're from Buffalo. Was everybody born there?
Yeah, born and raised, all of us. Yeah.
How was that?
All till we went to college. You know what? I think like the attitude we have, and like I was talking about earlier, that grit, that grind, that hustle. You know, I feel like the northern, that it's like a northern thing. You know, because you have 4 seasons. Up in Buffalo, it's very gloomy. It's dark. You know, there's a lot of snow days. There's not much sun until you really hit the summer. But there's a lot more dark days than sunshine. But you know, it's hard. Like when I went to Florida for college, I was like, well, this is a completely different world.
You went to college in Florida.
Yeah, because I wanted to play baseball. I went to 2 Little League World Series. All my brothers, you know, they played football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever it is between us. I never played football, and I love baseball. And having, you know, no one's ever went back in 25 years since, no more than that now. Jeez.
No way. Nobody's
Yeah,
ever gone
no,
home?
since I went 12 and 15, yeah. So it's been 25 plus years that no one's even made the regionals, right? Let alone go to the World Series twice as a kid. So I just had that love for baseball, and no one's going to recruit you up north, you know? So it was cool because my parents were like, listen, if you want to play baseball, we don't want you to be around Buffalo. You're going to go to UB or Syracuse. Well, Syracuse didn't have baseball, but like Lemoyne or Bonaventure. and your brothers are going to follow you. Everyone's going to party all the time. It's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? By the way, if no one knows what that is,
They just hear it. They just hear
yeah,
it.
if you hear that, you know, there's usually supposed to be a dance, but yeah, bugs are getting killed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool. My dad put me out on a plane, brought me down. I tried out for all these different teams. Well, you can't really try out, but like I showed up. Unless you went to a community college, you could try out my senior year. And pretty much one school told me I could come as a walk-on. My video was probably the funniest video in the world, my scouting video. I made one on one of those cassette tapes, sent it down to him. The first highlight was me dunking just to show that I was an athlete. It had nothing to do with baseball. And then it had some, you know, a couple baseball drills and, you know, me just being a big goofy guy, right? So shout out to Jacksonville University for just giving me a shot to play Division I baseball as a walk-on, right? Fortunate enough, I think just because the mindset I had, the people who told me I couldn't do it, I wrote down all those people next to my bed every day, and I read it every single morning. And so it days I didn't want to be motivated, go to school, work out, because it's a grind. Being a student athlete's tough. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says, especially baseball. And in the minor leagues and pro, you play 151 games in 160 days, something ridiculous. Plus, you know, your preseason, your postseason, your playoffs, you don't even count that. So you're almost playing year round, right, for the most part, besides 2 months. You get like 8 to 12 weeks off. So I went down there and I was like, these kids are insane. 10th rounder, you know, my roommate was drafted 10th round, 95 miles an hour pitcher, like 6'6". I'm like, dude, how am I going to compete? Like, you know what I mean? And I just kept working, didn't say anything, just let my hustle kind of speak for myself. You know, I led by hustling versus speaking. And I think that's always been a big part of what my brothers do. You know, they don't really speak much. When they got to the league, you have to, you know what I mean? They became better at it in a funny way, because that's just how we were as brothers. And then I was freshman player of the year, first freshman to win the conference MVP, went to the regionals, top 60 teams in the nation, and it was cool. I was like, when I was a freshman as a redshirt, I was looking at the guys saying, that's where I want to be, you know, after my redshirt year. I want to be batting fourth. I want to be starting. Mm-hmm. And I got one opportunity, and I never looked back. But I will say the first ball ever thrown to me, I missed it at first base, and it hit me in the chest. I had 3 errors all season at first base, and that was one of them. And that's insane. I had way more in my career every single year after than 3. Like 3 was so crazy. I played that well. I was just playing lights out.
It was that opportunity to shine.
It was opportunity, and I just never let the other freshman have his job back. You know, they turned him into a left-handed pitcher, and that was it. You know, I earned a full scholarship, never paid for school. And, I try to lead by example, not just for my brothers, but for others who want to leave, you know, and want that opportunity. You can do it if you want to do it. It doesn't mean you have to go do it in sports, Division I. Maybe it's D2. Maybe you just want to play and get away from home. Maybe you want to be a scientist. I don't know, whatever it is, you know, but it was cool. And then, you know, my brother Dan kind of led the way for football. He went to the University of Maryland. That was the only scholarship offer he got. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to prove it. He went from a quarterback at Maryland to the starting tight end with Vernon Davis to the NFL. And you're like, that's crazy. And then Chris did it. And then Rob did it. And then Glenn did it. And, you know, Glenn won a Super Bowl.
5 of you bros?
Yeah. And the cool thing was Glenn never got to play high school with a brother, because we're all 2 years apart. Him and Rob are 4 years apart. There's 5 brothers, because you guys, you know, were asking earlier. Glenn won a Super Bowl with Rob versus Atlanta, that ridiculous 28-3 comeback.
I was in Atlanta during that period, and I'll tell you what, we were partying. Well, I was living in Atlanta for medicine at the time, and we were partying at halftime.
That was
like,
probably
all of Atlanta was partying. I'm telling you, they were popping bottles of champagne at halftime. They passed out champagne to every table like the game was over, and raging at the bars in Buckhead. And at the end of the game, dude, I've never seen a sorrier, sad city in my entire life, dude. Everybody left, head down, tail between their legs.
I got a good story, actually. So Glenn wasn't playing. He was the backup fullback, so he wasn't dressed on the roster, and he was on practice squad. So he actually said the players that weren't dressed that game, they were going to keep them up in the box because it was already a blowout at halftime, because they were so embarrassed to bring them on the field. And then they brought them back down, the players that weren't dressed. You just kind of sit back a little bit. Obviously, you're just down on the side, and then they came back and won it all.
That's fucking.
And that was probably one of the craziest parties of my life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I bet.
Atlanta was probably so.
But they get right back on the plane. They fly back to New England.
No, we partied that night
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's savage.
Yeah. They had everyone waiting. You know, like LMFAO, Diplo, you know, they had all those people ready to, at both parties. So even if you lost, you could still go, which the people I paid, they went, but most of the players wouldn't go.
Sad boy hours.
Unless you're us and you lose the Super Bowl and Big Rob comes with you and you go on stage an hour later and then you make not top 10 the next day, even though you lost the Super Bowl.
That's the mentality, though. I mean,
He goes, dude, it's over. I gave it all I have. I have a broken leg. I have surgery in 2 weeks. I gave it my best, and my favorite group's up playing on stage right now, and I'm with my brothers. Like,
yeah, fuck it.
that's
Yeah,
also
you
a
can't-
dream too, right?
Yeah,
So, and
that's
you're young
awesome.
in your career, and they didn't win a Super Bowl yet, but that was his first one.
Yeah,
And-
that's fucking.
And he proved after that
Yeah,
you can
he
still
knew in his
party,
head. He
yeah.
knew, like, we know where we came from and our work ethic, and that's what matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way they train, not just like fitness wise, but like the way you take care of your body, you know, and things they don't see behind the scenes, and the way you eat, and those
those
are all
habits.
important. It all adds up, you know. There's really like 3 or 4 things you really got to do, not just the fitness and not showing up for practice, but it's all the things outside of that you're still doing that still work, right? Like maintaining a legit diet, you know, keeping weight on, training extra, taking care of your body. Like that's what allowed them to play longer in their careers. And I wish I knew that earlier too, because I think I could have played pro baseball longer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the way they take care of athletes, like whoever has not been around that level of athlete. I mean, shout out to Timmy Jr., my boy from ATL. When I was hanging out
Timmy
with him,
Jr., what's up, baby?
Yes,
No idea who you are.
No, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do know you are.
So yeah. I used to kick it with him a lot when I was living in Atlanta, and like that was my first experience around that level of athletes. And dude, everything is specialized. Like every single vitamin, supplement, meal preparation, that training,
Fucking
massaging,
curated
cooling,
down to the
recovery.
T.
Blah. It's just so personalized. I mean, they're just taking care of their bodies on levels that you don't even really know, or at least then weren't really common practice. Now you got cold tubs and plunges and
For sure.
Normatec
Shout out to
boots and
Gronk
everything.
Fitness, by the way. Cold plunges, saunas,
Let's go, Gronk
Oh,
Fitness.
you know,
we gotta-
fitness
we-
equipment. You brought it.
We gotta hear all about that. Dive
Who
into
needs
that.
a cold plunge? We got you.
Yeah, let's
Shit,
shit.
we
One
need a cold
before
plunge.
we jump into Gronk Fitness, do you think your resilience and how you handled your semi-professional or collegiate career as an athlete, a D1 level athlete, had an effect and impact on all of your brothers down line? Them being the role model, just saying, hey, listen, you know, you can, no matter what people say, just grind it out, make it happen, and you know, if he can do it, we can do it, and that's how that kind of transcended down through all the brothers.
I think we all kind of leaned on each other. Yeah, I'm the oldest. I'm the first one to leave. I was the first one to kind of be successful and show that you can do it. But without them, the motivation that they gave me, you know, inspired me to be where I wanted to be as an athlete. And what I mean by that is, like, my brother Dan was a sophomore, but he was 6'6", 220, you know, slick
Grown-ass
hair,
man.
smooth. All the cheerleaders on my varsity team loved him. You know what I mean? Like, just he worked so hard. He was in the weight room way more than me. You know, I was like 6'2", 195 when I went to college. I grew 4 inches and actually gained 40 pounds working out as hard twice a day.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was kind of a late bloomer too.
You
but
can't all see, but he's 6'2", sitting down now. So
I'm actually, yeah. Exactly.
Y'all got a
But
squad.
Yeah.
You guys have
yeah,
fucking
so they
team.
like we kind of inspired each other, you know. And there was a point I know my brother Glenn, and he'll tell you, is you know, he was having a little bit of difficulty hitting the weights. My dad hit me up, is like, you know, I want Glenn to get there too. I want him to get a full scholarship. I want him to go to a cool school. But no one was there to kind of be with him. Like, we were all together, not 2 years apart. So, you know, we made a little fun competition. I'm like, bro, anyone who misses a workout day owes the other person $100. Well, then he thought it was great because we were both broke, and you know, I was like in the minor leagues making $900 a month, living with a host family, and he probably thought I was making a lot of money and thought it was cool that I was playing like pro baseball in the minor leagues. But we didn't really miss a day. We went 3-4 months, and that became a routine, and it became a habit. And that's where, you know, my parents were like, dude, we want them to get in that rhythm, you know, because you just get in a fog sometimes, you know, and you need that jump start, and you need someone to help motivate you. And we had each other. So, you know, I can't really say like me being the first one to leave is like one thing, and that helped. But, you know, we all needed each other to get to where we were, for sure, especially coming from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
We didn't get recruited at all.
It's
Zero.
definitely too. It's an adjustment for him, as him being, you know, like you said, 4 years behind. You have all your brothers your whole life, and then all of a sudden that last 4, that important 4 in high school, they're all gone. They're out of the house. They're in college. They're working on their career. Now you're the only one left in the house. No motivation, no competitive, no competitive juices.
You're missing your bros, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like what they say, like when the parents lose their kids. It's like empty nesters, right? He was kind of like an empty bro.
Yeah, an empty bro, man. That's the first
Glenn was an empty bro. He didn't have his bros.
Glenn, you're the man, baby. Fight
is
through
the
that.
man. I love
empty
that
bro.
kid.
That takes a real one. There's no doubt. The empty bro.
Now
We're
epic,
going from that to.
So that's just, you asked me, you didn't know our story. That's kind of a quick rundown of it, as far as where we started and where we were for sports. But, it's we all lean on each other, at certain times, and continue to motivate each other. And not only each other, but inspire others that they're coming from Buffalo ain't easy. Coming from where most people come from ain't easy, right? So how'd you do it, And
you guys had a squad, and if you don't got one, if you don't got bros like me, you got to find them.
Yeah, you got to find the right people. You got to surround and bury yourself with, 10 people that you can trust on your fingers, right?
We had to take 2 of these Gronk boys pickleball. We got one fighting chance. That's our sport. Let's go.
I think you played me once and beat me. I don't know who my partner was, though.
There we go.
We'll go one-on-one instead.
So perfect transition. So, you guys all have had a sports career. You're probably very well known for the whole entire family sports accomplishments. But more so than probably any other, there's not many families that have so many athletes as children, but kind of the next level, right? The next step in getting into really the entrepreneurial side of everything that y'all do, as we shouted out Gronk Fitness before. I don't even know if we can list all of the things that you guys are a part of. But
you're probably right. I can't even list it. I can't even list it.
If you want to share some about, you got obviously the Gronk Fitness on, you got Bitch Please, so you have a few kind of brands that you're part of that.
Shout out Bitch Please
that you're working with. But if you want,
and if you don't know Bitch Please,
go over a couple of the ones that you like that you're really super involved with currently.
And how did it kick off? Maybe what was your first one?
Ooh,
The first.
Well,
nothing like that first.
Born and raised in Gronk Fitness, 34 years. We are one of the top fitness distributors of equipment in the United States, top 3. So, that started with Pops in 1990, pretty much the year Big Rob was born. And we just keep growing and keep joining the fitness family. When we got done with sports, joined Pops. And we all kind of collab, whether we're working, whether we work for Gronk Fitness or whether we're doing something else, which is great. But I think after my career, I jumped right back into fitness. But before that, even though we were doing fitness, like we all had like funny jobs. Like Glenn was doing, filling the shelves at like grocery stores. We were doing paper routes. It was just a hustle, right? Like if you're not going to play a sport, then you're going to be active. You're going to, make sure that you're involved with something. Yeah, you're not just coming home. You're not, trying to stay out of trouble as much as you can, which is great. Because my parents probably did save us out of a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? It's crazy as we were. We could have been a lot crazier if we didn't play sports all the time.
Because it was mob mentality. Then you got 5 bros on that mob mentality shit, and you guys are just fucking off the.
But I'm trying to think the first thing I really got involved in besides fitness. It's kind of hard because I'm involved with so many different things now, including, like I was telling you guys, being a minority owner of the Texas Ranchers Major League Pickleball team. What up, Texas Ranchers?
Invested in pickleball right here.
Already, from the beginning. Just thought it was an awesome opportunity early to be part of such a cool family that really, it feels different. It feels like my family, right? Being involved with America's Pickleball team, and they really, truly make you feel like that when you're part of the Texas Ranchers. So, there's so many cool celebrities and ambassadors and people who are part of that, right?
It's dope company culture.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I'm so fortunate enough to be part of that Major League Pickleball team ownership group with the Texas Ranchers. But that was just a fun gig too, right? To help network, help expand our businesses through fitness. But I'm trying to think one of the other ones. Some of the other ones have been on the go restaurants for healthy salads and wraps. Green Lane. Yeah. Green Lane. Right here in Tampa.
Yeah, Green Lane is.
Roca, which is a Michelin star, right here.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, right here in Tampa as well.
Accomplishment.
Over in Armature Works.
Is that your only Michelin star restaurant investment, or do you have?
Yeah, but ones? If you want to really think of an insane investment, it's Tall Ship Boston. It's probably the hottest outdoor venue in the United States.
That's right. You were telling me about this. Break that down.
So Tall Ship Boston was brought to me by a kid who actually went to Tampa and played in the minor leagues with the New York Yankees. Shout out Charlie Larner. What's up, baby? Thanks for letting me get into that. But
that's awesome.
I get on this little boat and it's snowing and rainy midwinter, and he's like, "Hey, come here. I want to show you this concept I want to open, mid-COVID." And up in Boston, no one was going. They were set. You couldn't even go inside a restaurant. They were setting the chairs outside, and I was like, what, how can I get in this? You're obviously bringing me here. How do you want me to be part of this? And, he just kind of told me it's just like an ambassador and, just your energy and your family's energy, and you guys are awesome. And, it would be cool to potentially have you part of this if you want to be, right? You're just such a good person, and the group's awesome too. And they make you feel like family as well. And in my head, I was like, you know what? You're outdoor. You don't have to worry about these masks anymore. This is going to be the most genius concept ever.
Timing-wise, too.
Timing-wise. And he pulled up this ridiculous ship to a pier. And I get on the ship, he starts the engine, and it's like, what is going on right now? There's three of us. The dude who drove this little boat that I thought was going to go
What am I visualizing? What does this ship look like? Is that a barge? Like,
yeah, it's absolutely, it's like one of those, Christopher Columbus ships that they brought.
They're going
yeah, that's what it is right there.
Yeah.
It looked like the Nina, right? Yeah, there you go. So I was like, all right, this is unreal. And he's like, I'm going to put an oyster bar with a dance floor, possibly some DJ, a little private spot, and a bar on the actual ship that overlooks the city of Boston. The sickest views you could possibly see from the opposite side.
Awesome. We're going to pop up a picture
and so
of this
so that's cool. And then he's like, well, then you got the pier. So, cornhole, games, turf, a pavilion, where you could have DJs and separate parties. And then we're going to have food trucks and healthy food trucks. And then we're going to do cabanas that you can rent a cabana for a reasonable price for whether it's your business, whether it's a birthday party, an event that overlooks the city, And so he just kept sharing the ideas, and I'm like, dude, I'm in. Just send it over. I'm in. I'm not even gonna have anyone look over this paperwork.
Just give it to me. I'm signing.
So super fortunate. It's one of the coolest partnerships and ownership groups that I've ever been a part of.
That's awesome.
And I just love going there. We've done, Chris and Rob came and did Ice Shaker when we were on Shark Tank, 2017. We were the #1 show. That was Chris's baby, which I got a special prize gift coming for you guys. In the mail, just so you know.
Just for the background, he's like, send me your logo files. I was like, okay.
Now you know why. I just broke the seal now. Telling you guys. But you'll be getting a package of those with your guys' logo on them.
Thank you, man.
From when we were on Shark Tank. But yeah, stuff like that, that's cool. That creates different experiences that you're watching it, you never know. And then you go on these shows and it's like Family Feud and Nickelodeon Crash Leads and Shark Tank, and it's just you've always were wondered, and then now you're on it, so just so humble about it, but love talking about it. So proud of my brothers for doing their own thing too, and saying, you know what, Chris got done with football. He's like, in Texas, he played for the Cowboys. He's like, dude, it's so hot here. My protein shake is warm and tastes like shit after every single workout. I want to create something different. So he just made a bottle better, and he partnered up with Bumpbox, some music.
That's awesome. So that was just an original idea.
Yeah, and now it's one of the biggest bottle companies in the United States. And that's what I mean. Everything we do is kind of around health and fitness. So we partner with Chris. He pushes, Gronk Fitness. We do collabs with him with Ice Shaker. And it's awesome,
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, and we're able to do partnerships like this where I'm involved with Pickleball, and we make bottles for you guys, and for Tampa Pickleball crew. It's just cool having and seeing people rep our stuff all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, once you build that cohesive network, and everyone can feed off of each other, it just becomes, it's like you've had experience as a young kid having that cohesive network with 5 brothers. Most people don't have 4 other siblings, but then you take those principles and then you bring it to the real world or business world, and you're building those same sibling networks with the same energy, and you're building relationships, and then you're utilizing that and finding all the strengths in those partnerships.
And then in that, what does collaboration mean to you? What does collaboration look like? What type of collaboration gets you the most excited?
So I think a lot of the collaboration starts with hustle and networking. People got to trust you. For me, I'm an open book. If I think someone like you guys can connect with someone else, instead of me trying to I want to get a piece of this, or I'm going to make it tough for them to connect. let them connect. If it works out, everyone wins.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just add value without always looking for an immediate return.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's one of my strongest suits is being able to help people collab and network and help them reach their goals and dreams, you know. And I've seen it happen firsthand on many companies and many people. And I think that's why my network's so strong and people trust us, is because we've always looking to help other people out, whether it's their businesses, whether it's kids, whatever it is, you know. And I think that's what's really cool about all my brothers.
A unique thing to link off of that, just to give a little bit of background of how Nick and I met him. When I met you, you were training somebody, waking up at 4 a.m., going on walks on Bayshore to lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Somebody had made a bet, from what I heard. He made a bet and put 100K on it that he'd lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Gained weight the first time, right? And then
Correct.
the second time you're going in with him, you're like, let's try to make this happen.
Yeah, this kid made a bet. He actually gained weight versus someone else before I met him, and it was 100,000 plus, and he paid him. So I said,
he bought
listen.
a paddle. He came in and shot the shit with us, and he was like,
$100 bag about the whole inventory.
he could have cleared
Where's
it
the
out.
ad?
For everybody.
Yeah.
No, but it was cool. So he was down almost 40 pounds in 40 days, and you got to find something you like doing too. And he was having a tough time doing that. And I didn't get anything out of it. What I got out of it was joy to see him, that he found a group that he really enjoyed being around. He found a sport he liked being around. Unfortunately, you know, these two older women beat him, and he wasn't thrilled about it. And so he played them again. He tried spiking on them, and these grandmas smoked him.
I think that happened to me when I first started.
Yeah, these grandmas smoked him in pickleball, and he got pissed.
Big shout out to Risa. I just have a gut feeling that was her.
So they called him in for another game because they probably think it's funny, right? And then he tried spiking the day actually I left, and he blew his hip out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's been stuck around at 40. I'm back in town, so, you know, I'm just going to.
What we can do?
Yeah, so it's at least just getting him going again. He's feeling better. But, you know, shout out to someone who helped me out as a kid. He's down 40-plus pounds. His wife's down 20, just eating healthier. And it's not always – she doesn't like working out, but she found something she likes doing, and people are noticing. Like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I just switched my meals. I was working with Gordie, and he just one step at a time. That's it.
That's awesome.
And her energy's better. She feels better. Her face is better. It's so cool seeing them in Buffalo a couple weeks ago. But, you know, when people reach out for me to help them lose weight, I'm not a personal trainer. We sell fitness equipment.
Yeah.
But if they're using our stuff and they're seeing success and goals, what's going to happen? They're going to go tell someone else, hey, I got my fitness equipment from Gronk Fitness and G&G Fitness, right? You got to go see Gordie. You got to go see this person, this person, this person. And that's what we've been able to do for 34 years, is keep inspiring people, you know, with better mindset, better body, whatever it is, whatever their goals are, to get stronger. And we've been able to do that.
Yeah,
That's
beauty of
awesome.
giving. It comes back around, you know. You might help 10 people, and 9 of them might not plug you in, but one might plug you in that might lead to 100 more plugs
Yeah.
in.
And when people are seeing results,
just
they're
a gift
asking
of that.
questions. And when they're asking the questions of where you're going, you get more business. You know what I mean?
There's
yeah,
no doubt.
100%.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, next part is the pickleball part. How did you get involved in pickleball, other than your investment in the Ranchers?
Yeah.
What's
What
your
actually
first
got
time
you playing? Got you picking up a paddle for the first time?
Chris and I did a pickleball event, like I'm going to kind of bring you guys to, right when pickleball started.
Okay.
And they allowed us to have a free booth there. We were actually sponsored by Hertz. So Hertz covered the booth, had us in town in Orlando, and we were promoting his ice shaker. And through that, I was friends with Share Bear, Ryan Sherry. Probably
Oh, shit.
he's
everyone knows
hilarious.
that. Yeah,
That
legit,
checks out.
like, energy player.
Does he work with Rob?
We're all buddies, so that's how they met, right? So Ryan does work with NFL athletes
Yeah, 'cause we were
after
down
their
at-
careers. He helps them
Yeah.
with their disability
With
cases.
injuries.
Shout out to Ryan Sherry and the Legacy Group, because Ryan has helped 3 out of my 4 brothers win their disability cases.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, which is very powerful. He's helped hundreds of athletes. He played Division I tennis at Florida, and the reason I know Ryan, I known him actually since I was 18 years old, because his friend was on JU's baseball team with me. And so Ryan would visit him, knew him, never really hung out that much, just through, you know, acquaintances. And then next thing you know, I run back into Ryan in Fort Myers. He lives right next to Mama Gronk.
Oh,
no way.
Yeah. Is that
I
it?
mean, that's what we do.
Tick,
We cut
tick,
the shake every-
tick,
Anything
tick.
regarding calibrating gets
Anytime a bug gets smoked right there.
Tick, click, click.
Yeah.
Little shoulder shake.
That's sick. So
No
you
matter
gave
the
him out on
timing.
Gronk.
Yeah, so I saw him at the courts, one of his buddies, and he's like, dude, Ryan's here. I was like, dude, I haven't seen him forever. He's like, yeah, he plays pickleball. I didn't even realize he was, like, at the time, top 10 in singles and one of the top players in the world and just promoting it. Again, he played Division I tennis, so he's pretty freaking legit.
We went down and we met him for the first time. We played at his facility at the Underground.
At the Underground.
And we just had met him, and we get on court, and I don't remember if it was the very first game or the second game that I didn't play with him. I got on court. The first point, he hit a forehand like 1,000 miles an hour
at the net,
right into my face. Like, we're just thinking just happily, and boom, just popped me in the face.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he was apologetic. He was super nice, but even playing with him for the first time when I was on his side.
Oh, he's trying. He's trying to body bag you when you don't know the rules, everything.
It's amazing, though.
Hilarious.
He opened my mind to, like, how shitty I was as a player. Because he's, like, telling me, he's telling me on the back line, he's okay, look, you're going to return this forehand, and you're going to step through. You're going to position yourself for the next shot. And I'm like, brother, I'm just trying to get the ball over the net. Like, you're thinking 7 steps in advance. I'm so far away from where I need to be that, that just made me realize, like, wow, you might be a true 2.0.
Like anything is humbling. And if you don't know Ryan Sherry, he is
Share Bear.
I have heard, you've heard, he's a guy, you hear a reputation before you meet him, and he's a guy that lives up to it. He's got
awesome guy.
Absurd amount of energy, and he's a rock star dude, got great intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the Underground?
The Underground.
The Underground. If you haven't been to the Underground,
Fort
sorry
Myers.
for you, but it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
So that was kind of my first, I think that was my first kind of like learning it and getting into it. But being an athlete, I picked it up pretty quickly. Not obviously never going to be to that type of level unless you're going to train 24/7.
It's why he invested in the Ranchers. He wants to be an owner player.
Yeah, exactly. But that was my first time kind of really experiencing it. And then I kind of fell in love with it. I play at Lifetime at night in Boston from 10 to midnight, like 3-4 days a week. And when I'm down here, I'm always picking up games, as you've seen me in here. I actually I bring my computer here.
That's how I met you. He had the triple screen monitor up, and it's like 95 degrees in here.
No one can even believe what I'm doing.
Midsummer, sweating.
Like when he's here, he's a Florida man. There is absolutely no doubt. Triple
I
monitor.
ain't wearing a shirt in Florida.
Yeah,
The only reason I am, there's air conditioning in here.
Yeah. And
we step out there, it's coming off.
Best believe when
in a half hour.
Yeah, in a half hour
It's
we're
off.
playing. That's what's gonna be going down. But that's how I met him. 3 monitors up. I was like, I respect it. That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just, wherever I can play, but it just like, it helps out with the mind and body. It's kind of like dancing, it's like one of the best things for you for anti-aging as well. You got to think, you got to move your feet, like same thing.
A lot of big
That's why I'm such a great dancer. No, at least in my mind I am.
Hey, as long as it's your mind, it's okay. That's all that matters, right? If you think you are, then you are.
You give anybody a couple drinks, they're a good dancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen up, they're a good dancer. Everybody's got that deep inside them.
So if there was a draft and all the brothers had to enter the pickleball draft,
Who's Addict? Who's Addict? Who's Addict? We know
who's getting drafted top and who's getting drafted bottom, or what's the draft order from start to finish?
I honestly, I've been playing a lot recently, and I know they haven't. So if it was this second right now, I would have to take myself.
We signed the right player, baby.
I'm just saying. I have to take bro number 1.
That's right. This is the official announcement. We are signing him. This is our new.
I'm an ambassador of Addict now.
Athlete,
I'm an addict.
He's an addict.
We'll get his PPA, sign up, registration.
Well, thank you. Wow, that was what a great way to introduce me.
We'll do the hat swap, jersey switch. We're gonna run all.
Throw me a paddle. Let's hit some right now.
Yeah. So we played with Rob. So I was
under
a little
the knife to give you a little.
He was under the knife. We played with Rob. He's got a little game. He's a big body. He's got a reach that's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, you hit shots that you think like, hey, nobody actually touches that ball until it bounces, and somehow he's leaning over the net, and his like paddle tip is like damn near touching the net. He just he don't hit it hard, but he just gets it right back over. So
and from videos that I've seen, he's real tense at the net. So seeing a big man, I haven't played with you yet. This is why I'm excited to. But seeing a big man try to go for like the touch, especially when you're like dinking and shit,
it's hard.
Is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's the weak part. That's probably the weak part of our game.
We're gonna have to set up a match. We're gonna have to really see
Oh,
this draft
man.
go down.
Oh my! We set up the draft and the matches same night.
That's what we should do. Set up the draft and the match.
We should
That
do
would be
we should
fucking
do a
hilarious,
Gronk
dude.
mini tournament. Get
Dude,
all the
that'd be
bros,
hilarious.
and then
so
we get
funny.
5
They're
other
doing.
players.
They're also doing. We're doing a pop. They're doing 4. So there's plenty of dates. Pop up at Sparkman. We're gonna set up like Addict nets and put a thing. If any of the dates line up, that would be fucking hilarious.
Or we'll just have to go to Chris's house in Dallas because he's putting 2 pickleball courts in at his house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it,
We'll do a private game there.
He's about. Yeah, that'd be sick. Is he started
Court.
it or not yet?
They'll be done in 6 weeks.
We have to get him.
So
some
the
Addict
base
nets.
is done.
We
Yeah.
have to get
Oh,
him some Addict nets.
there you go, bro. I already got you some nets coming. You're welcome.
Asking you.
Shout
shall
out to Bro
receive.
3. Hey, you're sending ice shakers. They're sending Addict nets.
There we
So
go. There we go.
that's a fair trade.
Let's go. And that's
There
how
you
we
go.
do business, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take 100 ice shakers.
There you go. That's perfect.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I don't know. That would be tough right now because I feel like everyone's probably pretty close to the same level.
Which would make it a great fucking
Yeah,
game.
it does. Like if we play twos, like everyone's like it's
That would be
tight to
hype.
the end. It's
We'll-
tight to
we'll-
the end.
we'll get
no
an
matter who
audience
we
going.
play with.
Those
We'll
are
get
the
an
fun.
audience
Yeah.
going, we'll hype
So
up
you
the
can mix
match.
it up. You can get good competition. You really start talking.
Yeah, we
chirping
switch
a little
teams and
bit.
it's tough. But if we're like on the same team, it's tight. We're like, no, we're staying on the same team because we want to be 2-2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Y'all chirp at each
yeah,
other.
yeah. You got to, dude.
It's
We're
brothers.
bros. Yeah.
you're brothers.
Buffalo. Spell it out, baby. Buffalo. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll have to make that happen.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, whether it be the private course, Sparkman, we'll make it happen.
You got to somehow get all 5 of us together, though. That's
Yeah.
the challenge.
Yeah, I bet.
It would have had to be yesterday when we were in Dallas at our shoot.
Well, we'll find another poppin' date whenever y'all are together. And
That's
then-
when we'd have to
and
do
We'll
it.
bring it wherever it
Our
might
next
be.
event or appearance where all 5 of us are together, we'd have like it's so hard to get 5 of us together.
I can imagine.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know.
you're probably all working on different.
It's gonna be the
things.
next full.
How
shoot.
often does it happen? Like literally.
We went a while just
holidays,
because
type
at
shit?
one point, all of us were playing either, I was in the minor leagues, 3 of the bros were in the NFL, and Glenn was, at Kansas State, big time Division I football. So at one point, we haven't had Christmas or Easter together since 17 years old, since I was 17.
Oh.
Yeah, just because we all been playing college
That's
sports, you know what I
fucking
mean? It's
crazy,
wild, yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
our get-togethers now, and it was I think 4 years where the 5 of us weren't together. We were like discussing it because it's actually pretty wild to think about. But Chris has 5 kids, Dan has 5 kids, Chris has 4 kids. Let's see, I can't even keep track.
Jesus.
how's-
Genghis
how's-
Khan? and
how's-
then
Yeah, so they have their own sports team already. So
Genghis Gronk?
what we did is we started doing Gronk Beach, the official day party of the Super Bowl, and that brings us 5 together.
Oh,
sick.
that's
And we're
awesome.
always like, dude, how cool would it be if we're with our favorite artists, our favorite DJs, and we did it.
That's fucking
And we get to bring our
sick.
best friends, we get to bring, the people that want to be around us and want to party with us. And we created one of the coolest vibes that you'll ever see at a Super Bowl
Well,
party.
we're gonna have to pull up next time.
Oh, dude, we're going crazy.
We're gonna have to pull up.
Yeah,
next time.
hopefully you
That's
guys can get
sick.
in.
That's like the Gronk anniversary. I think we know.
We're
that.
here with pickleball nets. Please, someone let us in.
Let's cover. We got a lot of heavy duty steel.
Yeah,
in the
I
back
swear
right now.
they gave us ice shakers for nets.
Yeah.
This is the ticket.
Yeah. Don't you see this collab?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And you walk in with your ice shakers, but they have adult beverages in them, so that's when you're allowed in.
oh, I want bitch please in my ice shaker.
Oh, all right, Thunder Bitch.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it's Thunder Bitch, not
Thunder
Bitch.
Bitch.
Please.
Yeah,
Bitch.
Thunder Bitch is like the new FB Fireball, except a lot cleaner.
The real FB, okay, Mark Zuckerberg. The real
Yeah.
FB is Fireball. If you didn't
It
know,
was.
It
Now we
was.
don't know.
The real FB right now is Thunder
Now it's
Bitch.
TB.
TB.
Not
Come
to
on,
be
can,
confused with Tampa
can
Bay.
you not imagine what a great tagline? Why do you think I'm repping this?
I will rock
I
the
did a
fuck out of
presentation for them in Dallas, and no joke, every person took these cheap hats. And when I saw them rocking them, even all the girls who are selling the products, and represent all these brands, and they're rocking it, I go, dude, they have something there.
Yeah.
And this product's been overseas, and they're like, we're going to bring it to the U.S. And
Where did it start?
I believe it's Spain.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they crushed it out there, and they just brought it to the U.S. within the last 3 months.
That's sick.
Hell
Yeah.
Best of luck with that. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure with
You'll
y'all's energy.
You'll see me
vibe.
muscle chugging some Thunder
So
Bitch.
there you go. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, we'll have to try some. That's for sure.
Yeah, we got to get them to just send a pallet out here for us.
Burn through.
Then you guys will never get worked on because
Yeah.
it tastes so good.
That's awesome.
Then you'll be sleeping here not because of exhaustion, because we're drunk and
Passed
passed
out,
out. Just
yeah. And
Drew,
remember-
you'll have a little mini bottle just right on your smiley face.
Just right. Oh, right here.
Yeah.
I keep it in the crossbody.
It'll be the nose, the smiley face.
Yeah, this is a shooter body.
It's
Is
the
it Pickleball?
Thunder bitch bag.
Thunder bitch bag. Bitch, please. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We're ready to do some little dancing. Are we gonna get to it?
You want to play?
I mean, Amish.
I came here to play first. I didn't know we were jumping into a podcast.
Well,
No,
we
I
figured
thought
we'd be
it
all
through.
sweaty and gross.
You'll see how we
and
feel.
sitting-
Well, you've played here before. You know how you feel.
Yeah.
But
What time
It don't matter. I'll play till 1, 2 in the morning.
it's 11.
Next thing you know, it's 7 and people are coming in because we're so competitive.
Yeah, we're out sitting here just shaking.
Well, we can do
dying.
it. So we want to break a world record. That's something.
Would that be a fun thing?
And for us, we were bouncing around different ideas to just break an actual world record in pickleball. And one of the ones we were thinking about is the longest continuous game.
With the same people?
With the
No,
same-
so
well, the
there-
one was 24.
There's two ones that are currently existing, and there's one where it's like the most people to play within a certain time period,
Yeah.
a 12-hour time period, but you have to switch every 10 minutes. That's the least amount that you can switch is every 10 minutes, I think, is the rule. And so in order to beat the current record, they only missed like 20 time slots or something in the whole period, or less than, even less than that. It might be like 6 time slots. So we have to.
And how many? And how long was this?
It was, I think, 12 hours. They had like 244 unique players or something in that hour.
You pull it up.
Yeah,
I feel like that's not that hard.
It's
Yeah,
just because
you
you
just
have,
gotta be
you have to
systemized, 'cause-
play. You have to play 10 minutes. So if you don't qualify unless you play. So you instantly, like the second the point is over, you have to rush people on and off the court to get in the next game. So if anyone doesn't show up to get in,
We're
then you
thinking
miss your
that-
Can't you
timing.
just
You can
can't someone
either-
can't you just jump back in?
No, because you need unique players. Unique players in
So
that
you
time
could do that
period.
one better, or we could do something even sicker and just get like
Was
1,000
it?
people on a different fucking dynamic, and
12
just
hours,
that.
264.
That was pretty good. I read that once.
It's not bad. You can, or we can just have 4 motherfuckers longest game in the history.
We could do that.
One game to 1,000.
One game to 1,000.
One game to 1,000.
Highest point total in history. Ooh, highest point total is good.
Highest point.
Oh yeah,
total.
you could do that. What's the highest point total? We need to find
They
out.
might
now.
not even have that record
Yeah.
yet.
This
We
is
could
gonna
set
be,
it.
This is gonna be nobody goes for a return.
Well, how does that? How do the points, guys? Every point then, or like continuous, like
Yeah, it should
pro
be
play?
with like it's gotta be.
You gotta do pro play.
Hits.
Oh yeah,
It's gotta be something sick where it's like you didn't just cheat it to run the numbers up.
Yeah,
something
you
where
probably
it's
have like the
legit.
10-minute rule. Probably have like each rally has to at least exist like 5 points to count or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get it.
Well, I'm excited when you guys tell me the options we have.
yeah, he's ready. Let's go. He's
I'll
ready.
lay him down for
Guinness
sure.
World Record book. We're coming for you, motherfuckers. Yeah.
So,
Well, that's sick. Well, all right. Let's close out with this, and then we'll play.
we want to close out with what we normally close out with.
The
Piece of advice for the audience. Yeah.
biggest piece of advice you have for anybody listening, not just related to sports, not just related to life, can be related to anything.
Yeah,
What would it be?
I think just in general, my biggest piece of advice is usually try to control the controllables. I know it sounds crazy, but like, control what you can. I guess for me, it related back to, I would just say sports because that's what I kind of grew up in, but this could be for anything, business, whatever it is, family. You can control getting to work on time. You can control being a good teammate, whether it's in business, whether it's in sports. So try to do the best you can at controlling it and bring in good energy. And when you bring good energy, you'll know that things around you will be a lot better as well.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And you'll usually find the people you want to be around when you're doing that.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, your energy is masked by the people that start coming into your life, and so like
Yeah.
if you put out good vibes, you'll get something back in return. You put out negative vibes, you're gonna get negative. You can ask Hunter, what did I say today? I said that exact same stuff. We had a talk outside today. I said there's gonna be a bunch of variables, but we gotta control what we control and what's fixed every single day. And if we do that, we can win.
And reminding
So
yourself what
that's-
those are
that's my
and not worrying about the things that aren't controllables.
Yeah, and I can control being the first one at work and out hustling everyone in our company. Like I can control that.
100%.
And people are sometimes like, dude, you just put 22 hours in straight, which I actually did the other day in Dallas at my brother's house. And he was like, wait, what? You got up at 2:30 and it's now 12:30 at night. And I was like, yeah, that's 22 hours.
And the brother.
And he goes, and all his kids are there and stuff. But I hung out with him all the day before. But I got to get stuff done for our team. And for you got to know and pick and choose your battles. Like you can't go out every night, but pick the nights you can go out, and then also know the moderation level. It might be a Tuesday that there's a good vibe and a good event, But no Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, your team's relying on you. But you got to make sure you have fun and bring the right energy and have the right mindset to do a Tuesday night, that your Wednesday's still going to be legit, right? Like, you don't want to half-ass it.
Awesome.
But then you got to pick and choose your battles. Like, birthday or major holiday, you're with your bros and you want to let it go,
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
you probably know you're going to be
Let it
hungover
go,
the next
baby.
day.
I think the
Uncle
name.
Gordie, he's setting the tone
Uncle
for the
Gordie.
5 brothers.
Uncle
Now
Gordie.
he's setting the tone for the 27 nephews and nieces.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
brother,
wrong.
living on,
I-
setting good examples.
I think the name of
Power
this
to you,
episode
bro.
is going to be Control the Controllables. Or no, it's going to be Bitch Please Control the Controllables.
Bitch, please control the controllables.
There we go, done. It's
Yeah.
a wrap.
That's
Thanks for coming
awesome.
on, brother.
Thanks for
It was
coming
great
on.
getting to know you.
Dude, thanks
a
for
little
having
bit
me.
deeper.
Big shout out to
Gordie
Addict.
Gronkowski,
Appreciate
everybody.
you guys. Can't wait to use the paddles and get out on the courts.
Oh,
Let's go,
Let's
boys.
do it. Game time.